So we're gonna start standing, and as you come to the top edge of your mat and you find your feet on the ground, ground into yourself. Like the way we can trust in ourselves is if we give ourselves permission to stand in our light. The idea of yoga is that you're on a journey to enlightenment, samadhi. And the traditional term of samadhi would be that you would actually have a moment where you are one with consciousness. And it's usually fleeting, and the traditional term is that it's almost unattainable. Well, being the little rebel that I am in a very subtle way, I believe we're born conscious. I believe that we are born in the light, and we're given this opportunity to learn how to stand in it and trust in it, even as our life navigates. So stand in your light, stand in your truth, because you are made of that pure divine consciousness. Let the fingers interlace and thumbs up and rest on your heart. And 5 breaths here, connecting to your breath, connecting to that inner heat, that ability to show up, to trust, to connect into the energy of you, your divine spark. And we'll call on the highest as you're breathing your 5 breaths, standing here in your truth, in your light. And that you can trust in that energy that guides you. That our practice can bring forward the peace so we can be more clear of choosing, and choosing from a place of our highest energy. Even though that may be hard. So we move through the emotions, we move through the turbulence, we move through the challenges and difficulties anchored in our light. Big deep breath in, and a big deep breath out. Bring the palms together and bring the hands right to the center of your forehead, that you can see inward and see that light and see that ability, the stories and the storyline that allows you to come back to your truth, not getting caught up in all the drama and the ego. Push the feet to the earth. You're going to lengthen through the spine, stretch the arms up to the sky, open the eyes, and obviously looking up and the eyes open can be a little uprooting. So exhale, hinge the hips all the way down to the earth. Relax your neck, relax your jaw, and your truth is being revealed in this very first forward bend. Don't get angry with it. Feel into it. Breathe into it. Relax the neck and jaw. Move around as you like, bending one knee, straightening the other, or whatever feels best for you. Trust in that guidance. This is what a home practice really cultivates. And then bring your hands to your shins. Lengthen the spine, open the heart. Exhale, bow down. You're going to bend the knees and step all the way back, downward dog. Okay? So just really assessing what's going on energetically. Hands are grounded. Where are you tight? Where are you connected? Where are you disconnected? Big full breath in and a full breath out. Then inhale, come forward into a plank pose. Bring the knees to the earth. And come all the way down to your forearms. Once you're on your forearms, bring your armpits right over your elbows, draw into the belly, soften the area in the shoulders, and stay here, or stretch one leg back and then the other. So come into this forearm plank. We're not going to hold it for 5 minutes. We're going to hold it for 30 seconds and just feel the core lifting, heart soft. And I want you to stretch your tail and pubic bone towards your feet, and the roof of the mouth towards the space out in front of you. So you're creating a lot of length in the spine. So you're going to have to really engage that core strength. Use your outer buns. Use those glutes to hug in, not to pull the tail down. Keep the quads lifting. And as you breathe into it, breathe into that power of you, that each time you connect to it, you strengthen it. and it can come more alive. And when it's more alive, you can trust in it more fully when you're challenged. Big inhale in, and then exhale the knees to the floor, hips come down. Walk your elbows forward if you need to. Move the head around, Sphinx pose. And feel, right? Feel the energy settling, all that power, all that oomph. Move the head around. Clear the mind out. Let the neck pop. Right? Feel all of that tension releasing and honor what's there. And then come back through the center. Left hand is going to move over to the right wrist. Bend the right knee. So you might just need to bend the knee and circle the ankle, and that's more than enough. Respect yourself. Otherwise, find the foot. Draw the heel in, lift into the belly, and just get the stretch through the quad. Keep the belly lifted, because if you let the belly drop, you're going to hurt your low back. And when we do things where we're not consciously aware of how we're engaging, we get hurt. It's just how it is. Exhale, free the foot. Bring both forearms. Let the head move around. Lift into the belly again. Stretch the heart forward. Right hand goes to the left wrist. Bend the left knee. Again, circle the ankle. Maybe just bending the knee is enough. Lifting into the belly, or the hand can go back. Find the foot. Don't try to force out an expression. Use this, right? We're kind of like in assessment mode. What is the body offering us? What is our truth? How can we ground into that and rebuild? Rebuild the energy that we want to ignite today. Come back to your forearms. Move the head around. Look to your belly. Pull the belly up. Adjust the legs. Stretch the heart forward. Toes are going to tuck. Pick the thighs up. Walk the knees forward if you need to. I do. Stay lifted in the core. You can always stay here. This holds a lot of power. Or lift the knees up off the ground. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. Feeling that strength, feeling that connection. I think I'm hiking up. So you want to stretch the tail and pubic bone towards your feet. Stretch the roof of the mouth forward. 3 more breaths here. Feeling strong. Feeling that tremor if it's there. And then exhale your knees to the ground. Hips to the ground. Widen the elbows and melt. Now, as we're on the ground, feel the beat of your heart. Feel the power of life that's pulsating through you. 3 breaths. And then inhale, lift the head. We're going to roll over onto our backs. Okay? So as you roll over onto your back, you're going to bend your knees. And you're going to let your head rest, your jaw relax. Get your hips heavy. Okay? And so as I'm recording this, it's cool in our house. But I promise you, we're going to ignite a little fire like we already have. Okay, so hips are on the ground, head's on the ground. Shins come parallel, knees come together, okay? Try not to hook the ankles, because what happens when you hook the ankles, you lose the connection of your quads and your low belly. Because the hooking of the ankles keeps the, it just makes it easier, okay? So we want to trust in ourselves. So we got to trust in our ability. You could also put a block or a ball or a rolled up extra mat there. Knees over your hips, belly draws in, hands come to your thighs, right? So this is just a reclined chair pose. Hands to your thighs. Push your hands into your thighs, thighs into your hands. Shoulders are on the ground. Watch them from pushing up. Keep pulling the rib cage in. So we want to connect to our heart. The energy of our soul sits here in our heart. And the experiences we have in our life create the storyline that we live. Well, we also have the power to tell the story of our soul, and this is what we want to connect to. So use that strength, hands to your thighs, and as you're pushing your legs away, your hands are pulling in. Move the breath more into the back of the chest. Let the head be relaxed, jaws relaxed. So with the 2 forearm planks, and now here, the core is really coming to life. Big breath in, and a big breath out. Feel just all of it waking up, and then as it wakes up, release, give yourself a little hug. Keep the head and shoulders on the ground. Rock from side to side to release the low back. Bring your knees together, stretch your arms out from your shoulders like a capital T. Shoulder blades are gonna draw in, core draws in, knees are gonna go up and over to the left. The knees are off the ground. Hug the left knee in towards the right. Right shoulder stays on the ground. Pull into the belly. Believe it or not, this has a yoga pose name. I can never remember it. Inhale through the center. Knees are staying into the chest. Legs are hugging in. Knees go over to the right. Left shoulders to the ground. Draw into the belly. Look to the left. So what does igniting our core have to do with trusting in ourselves? It actually solidifies our truth. It brings energy and volume to our reality. And the reality is that life is hard. As my dear teacher and mentor Brenda says, Earth School is hard. And so we use our strength. We use this guidance that's in us and around us to help us out. Inhale, come through the center. Heads relax, shoulders relax, up and over to the left. Keep hugging into the core. You're breathing, and you're breathing more into the back body. So we're waking up the 3 layers of the core. Inhale through the center. Hug the legs together, up and over to the right. Shoulders are on the ground. Jaws relaxed, forehead's relaxed. And I guarantee you I'm one of the few people, inhale through the center, who would actually do core work alone. Most everybody needs somebody else to do it. But if my core was not strong, I would be a hot freaking mess. My back would be a mess. My neck would be a mess. Move over to the other side. And so it gives a fire, it gives a volume. And Aries is about the head. Libra is about the low back. Inhale through the center, actually the kidneys. One more time to the left. So we're giving that power into the kidneys. The kidneys can hold a lot of anxiety. So we're helping the body know that we have a say-so in our life. Inhale through the center, up and over to the right. Last time. I know you guys love starting with core. Inhale, come all the way back through. Relax the feet all the way to the floor. Stretch the arms back behind your head. Lengthen the spine, open the heart. Stretch your legs out long. Big full breath in and a big full breath out. So we're going to roll back to our belly. Yep, all we did was core work. Once you come back to your belly, come all the way back through the center. Yes, come to your forearms. Tuck the toes. Palms can be together or the palms can turn up. Push into the earth. Knees come in. Heart soft. Belly's lifted. Pick the knees up and come into a forearm dog pose. So we're using all that core strength to hold the energy of our heart so we can soften more. I'm going to give you a choice, okay? You can stay right here and just keep the strength in that forearm dog, or you can come into a Shirshasana prep. We're not doing headstand. You come into a Shirshasana prep and you bring the right leg parallel. You pull into the center, lots of strength, lots of connection. You can also bring the right leg parallel without your head on the floor. Let all that blood flow towards the brain. Right foot comes down, bend the knees, feel the connection, left leg is gonna go up. Pull into the midline, lots of strength, lots of connection. And as you connect that energy, we're letting the fuel of the heart inspire the mind and just warm the body up. And then exhale, both feet to the ground, walk the feet back, head comes off the earth but the head's free and relaxed. And the knees come to the ground, move back, child's pose. Rest all the way back. Let the arms go, let the head go, let the body settle. And we connect to our energy so we can move that. We use that fire to move through. the anger or the frustration or the irritability or even the exhaustion. Inhale, come all the way up onto your hands and knees. Exhale, round the back, chin to your chest. Inhale, open the heart. 2 more times. Exhale, round the back. If you just are feeling the fire and burning the house down, you can push the tops of the feet, pull the knees in, round the back, and then inhale, open the heart, tuck the toes. Right? Do the one that works for you. And then inhale, open the heart, tuck the toes. Maybe you just stay with good old rounded cat stretch because it feels good. Then we're going to inhale to a neutral spine. Stay long to the core, through the spine, right? Pubic bone and tail are going back. Roof of the mouth is going forward. Slide the right arm under, okay? Really mindful of the neck, the space between the shoulder and your earlobe. More weight is on the back of the skull than your cheek. Lots of lift in the belly. Push the left hand to the ground so you can keep the core engaged, and there's freedom through the neck. It's just a twist in the upper body. We did a lot of core to get us started, and so core can be really agitating for people. For me, it's a lifesaver. Push that left hand to the earth. Inhale, come all the way up, and we'll switch sides. Left arm goes through, so your hips are going to torque. You got to connect with the head, the shoulder. The core is what's going to keep your hips in alignment. Stay with the breath. Enjoy the twist. So when air energy and fire energy come together, there's a little bit of an electric spark. Right hand comes to the earth, look to the ground. Inhale up onto your hands and knees. Walk the knees forward. Move your feet off to the side and come into this little child pose. And in that spark that we've created, right? I mean, come on. You've warmed up some, right? You're going to inhale, turn the thigh in, and exhale. We also want to make sure the energy's grounded, because the only way we can trust in ourselves is when we allow the energy that's up high to connect to the heart and also ground it, right? One more time. And then as you turn the left thigh in, lengthen the spine, fold over the right knee. Both elbows come to the earth. Soften the area in the shoulders. Relax the neck and jaw. Big deep breath in. A big deep breath out. As you exhale, hug into the belly. Lengthen the spine. Inhale, come all the way up. Hold on to your left knee and stretch the knee. Little thigh stretch. Come all the way down to your elbow, open the heart, relax through the neck and the jaw. And then as you exhale, free the foot if you had it, even just bending the knee and coming to your forearm is good. Then you're gonna either come back to that mini pigeon or we're gonna go into a full-on pigeon. Hands come forward, right knee goes wide. Tuck the toes. If you are feeling the energy that you need to settle, then come to your forearms. Always know that's an option. Otherwise, pull the strength of the legs together, stay lifted into the belly, and you're going to twist. You're going to bring your left elbow to the ground, not the shoulder. You're going to make a fist with the left hand, pull the strength of the legs together, and get a little higher volume twist. You can stay there. You can also reach around for the foot. Right? But be in the one that's supportive to you. Big deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then inhale, come all the way back to the center. Both hands to the earth. Okay, so if you were just folded over or in a mini pigeon, we're going to transition to downward dog. So inch the knee in, draw into the core, back knee lifts, knee comes to the heart, get that core to work, and then downward dog. Right leg goes to the sky, open the hip up, big deep breath in, and then inhale, square it off, 3 circles. You can do this in a table pose. You can also do it in downward dog. And just getting, again, blood to flow to the brain, to calm, because we can make better choices when we come back to that more calm sense of self. One more circle. I was going for 5. I think I said 3. So just know you can always do a dance between 3 and 5. And then step the foot through to a lunge. Back knee is going to come to the earth. Hips pull back. Stretch the right leg out. Hips are over the knee, not back here. Okay? Hips are over the knee. Heel pushes to the ground. Draw the right hip back. Walk the hands forward. Foot's flexed. Pay attention to how you're engaging. My back is rounded. I can bend my knee and lengthen the spine. And as soon as I get length in the spine, whoo, there is an electric current running all the way down my leg. And that's the energy we're trying to root and ground. As you exhale, lunge forward. Inhale the back knee up off the ground. Pull the strength of the legs together. Lean into the left hand. Twist to the right. The right hip's going to swing out just like mine is. So draw the right hip back. If needed, bend the knee so you can get the shoulders to the back and then extend more fully. Heart's open, throat's open. Big deep breath in. Then exhale the hand to the earth. We're going to quarter turn to the long edge of the mat. Feet are grounded, hands go wide. Let's go gecko hands. Hands go wide. Come to your fingertips, elbows lift. Bend the knees, lift into the core, bow the heart down. Extend through the legs, but continue to keep your outer hips hugging in to resist the stretch. Deep, full breath in. Deep, full breath out. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the heart. We're going to bend the knees. We're staying really close to the earth today. Bend the knees. Right foot turns out. You can do side angle pose or triangle pose. Push into the earth. Pull the strength of the legs together wherever you are. Lengthen the spine. Connect to that core we woke up. Soften the heart. Soften the ribcage down. Shoulders drawn to the back. So when you open, you can use all these alignment points to make the awareness to the way you're connecting with yourself. And then when you connect in with the energy of you, you can trust in yourself more fully. And when we trust in ourselves more fully, we can be a little more vulnerable. And I'll tell you right now, doing yoga, especially me putting myself online like this, is highly vulnerable. Doing yoga at home by yourself, highly vulnerable. Here's the beauty of it though. I have so many people who are trying out yoga for the first time because the vulnerability feels safer because I get to be alone, right? They don't have to be with everybody where everybody sees what they can and can't do. And to me, that's victory. And that's what keeps me going. Exhale, bend the knee. Left hand to the floor. Pull into the belly. All the way back. Downward dog. Stretch into your dog pose. It feels like it's been so long since we've been here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Exhale the knees to the earth. Round the back. Chin to your chest. Inhale. Open the heart. Exhale. Round the back. Chin to your chest. Really pull into that core. Head's free. Inhale. Open the heart. One more time. Exhale. Round. Inhale into a neutral spine. Stay connected to the core. Left arm goes down. Left shoulder, left head. Use your right arm to push into the earth. Adjust the pelvis by lifting more into that left waistline and drawing the outer right hip back. Breathing all the way in. Breathing all the way out. Push the right hand to the earth. Look to the ground as you come up. Inhale up. Now we'll go the other way. Right arm comes through. Adjust the core, the hands, the head. You don't force out a twist. You never force a twist. And in my opinion, you don't ever force anything. I feel like life, this is really random, you guys, but if you've ever put anything together from IKEA, the instructions are different. Right? They're just visual. And really, if it doesn't just come together, then you're not doing it right. Same thing with yoga. Hand comes to the earth. Pull into the belly. Look to the ground. Now, what's weird, kind of like the IKEA instructions, is that we have to do things in a way that challenge our normal way of being. Come all the way to your forearms. So you can be here. You can just soften the heart, all right? You can relax the neck. You can come into a forearm dog. You're gonna use that strength. You're gonna pull into the energy of your heart. Walk the feet in. Head up or down. Yeah, baby girl. Yeah, I can in a second. Do you want to come do some yoga?
No, I want you to come on a different one of the horses.
Okay, well I can't do that right now. So here you are. Staying here.
Can you do it when you're done doing that?
Yeah. Thanks, love. And as you're there, you're going to stay connected to your core. Maybe the head comes down and you walk the feet in, okay? If the head comes down, please keep the feet on the ground, okay? Just keep the feet on the ground. Otherwise, you can just be here, forearm dog. Both feet are on the ground. Feel the connection, feel the strength. I know we've been here for a while. And then exhale, knees to the earth. Either come all the way to your belly or stretch back, child's pose. Let your hands go, settle the hips, settle your whole system. And then inhale, come all the way up onto your hands and knees. We're gonna lean over to the left hip. Inhale, turn the right thigh in. And exhale, let the hip relax. So just releasing again, letting that energy settle. And if you heard my sweet baby girl, one of my favorite things to hear her say right now is, Mama. It's just a very, very sacred thing for me. Yeah, oh look. I can't, you can bring me the iPad and I can find you something there, but I can't get up and go turn it on right now, okay? Then you're gonna come, you're gonna turn your right thigh in, lean over your left knee, come to your forearm, soften the area in the shoulders, and relax your neck and jaw. Relax the neck, relax the jaw. And just in this releasing, right, the engaging of the twist through the upper body, doing the forearm prep, or maybe even the headstand prep, is challenging, it's aggressive, it's assertive. So now we're in the place of being reflective and responsive and calming. So we can, again, optimize our ability to choose that highest. Pull into the core as you exhale, lengthen the spine. Inhale, come all the way up. Hold on to that right leg. Draw the heel in. If you can find the foot, you can also be here, okay? You can come here, and if you pull into the core and stretch, you're gonna get a stretch through the thigh. It's not gonna be as intense, but believe it or not, we don't need every pose we feel on our mat to be intense. I know that's a little bit of a radical thought, but it doesn't have to be intense. And as you exhale, free the foot. Inhale, come up. You're going to spin. We're going to go into pigeon, or you're going to stay with mini pigeon. Okay? Knee goes wide, shins at a diagonal. I'm not navigator for shin parallel. Tuck the toes, hug the legs together. Oh, that's your iPad. Okay. And either come to your forearms or right elbow comes to the ground. In line with your knee, you gotta pull into the belly, twist. You make a fist with the hand, other hand tops it. That has a low battery, sweetie. Where's mommy's iPad? This is gonna end up dying on you. Do you see where? Say hi to everybody. No, okay. If you want to bend the knee, reach the hand for the foot. I think my iPad's in the kitchen. Daddy uses it to do his exercises, but he didn't do his exercises this morning. Lift into the belly, open the heart, open the chest. This is intense, right? So if you're like, wait a second, you just said you don't have to be intense, just watch yourself. Sometimes we're hungry to feel in our body, to just feel more connected, and that's why yoga is so powerful. You can also be here. We're gonna come all the way out of it, bring both hands to the earth, okay? If you're in mini pigeon, you're gonna roll over onto your hands and knees. You can do this transition through your hands and knees. Tuck the toes, right knee lifts, pull into the belly, left knee picks up, get really centered and strong, and then the left leg goes to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip up. Staying connected, staying true. Knee comes into your heart, and the true story for me is I'm a mama of a sweet girl. Circle it around, which is why we do yoga here, virtually. And one more circle, and then we'll step it all the way through. Nice work, Viv. As you step it through, knee comes to the earth, hips pull back, and flex your foot. Can you stop for a second? Let me do it for you. Flex your foot, lengthen the spine. And as the spine grows long, draw into your belly. And as you draw into the belly, bend the knee so the hips can move back, including the left hip, and lengthen the spine. It's so funny. So PBS kids, can you do me a favor when you go back out there? Can you turn the TV off?
I did.
Oh, nice work. So now you can choose. Which one? You're going to exhale and lunge forward. Do you have any choices? Oh. Lunge forward. I don't know, you just circle here and you can find one. Inhale the back knee up. Hug the legs together and then twist. Shoulders come to the back. This is my life right now. Just FYI, this is me trusting in myself and what an opportunity it is, really. So pull the legs together, soften the knee if you need to, realign the shoulders, and inhale the arm up overhead. Have you ever done yoga and had Sesame Street on your mat before? Big deep breath in. And then exhale the hand down, pivot the heel, and then quarter turn.
No, Mommy.
You don't want to watch it? Okay, so you pause that. Which one are you going to do? You can just take it and you can find it. You know how to do it. And then exhale, fold forward. Right? One thing that has disappeared in my life is my kids having no idea how to utilize the screen. Now they do, because it's a little moment of survival. So feet are wide, arms are wide, shoulders draw and lift into the belly. So if you need to bend the knees to ground that energy, right? And feel the strength. Such an interesting position, I know. Inner thighs pull back. Outer hips wrapping towards your tail as you bow. You're going to wake up the experience at a much larger volume. And that's not intensity, it's just a stronger connection. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Pivot, turn the left foot out. You're going to bend the left knee. Maybe you do side angle pose. I chose triangle pose. Push the feet to the earth. Pull into the belly. This side's going to round up. It's a little protective mechanism, but it actually compromises the low back. So you're going to be better off bending the knee, softening the area in the shoulder, both shoulders to the back, heart soft, and then expanding and opening. Feeling the breath, enjoying the breath. Feeling the vulnerability, the many interruptions of our life right now, and then trusting in the bigger picture and that we're part of the bigger picture so we can trust in ourselves. Exhale, bend the knee, hand to the earth. Spin the back heel up. Downward dog. Push to your hands, stretch to your hips. Just clearing it all out. How good it feels. And then bring the knees to the earth. Inhale, open the heart, open the chest. Exhale, draw into the belly, round the back. Inhale, opening up, opening the heart. Exhaling, rounding the back. Once more, inhaling, opening. Exhaling, rounding. Inhale into a nice neutral spine. Right arm's gonna come down. Yep, we're gonna twist. Feel that twist one more time through the shoulders, clear in the neck, lots of connection to the core. Inhale, rise all the way up. Switch sides. Left arm goes through. Strong, powerful connection. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Letting the earth support you. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Come down to your forearms. You're going to come into maybe just this heart melting pose, connected to the core, free through the neck and jaw. Maybe you come into a forearm dog and you walk in. Maybe you go to full Shirshasana. Your head comes down, you draw into the belly. You're gonna pick up one foot and then the other. And we're just gonna stay really hugged in here. And as we get the connection here, then we're gonna trust if we can push the head to the earth and take the knees higher. Listen into the energy of you. Trust in what's optimal for you. Breathe into it fully. And then if the legs want to go all the way up, they can. Stay connected to the energy of you, your breath. If you're ready to go into child's pose, go into child's pose. Honor, respect, and breathe. Find a calmness, even in the challenge. Find the feet to the earth. Once they need to be there, we'll all go into child's pose. Knees come to the earth, or you can come and rest on your belly. Let the head be relaxed. Let the hands be relaxed. Stay connected to the energy of you. Inhale, come all the way up onto your hands and knees. Tuck the toes, move all the way back, downward dog. So if you've practiced with me for a long time, then you know I have a lot to say about Shirshasana. So do not get hard on yourself and do not push yourself into doing it. The preps we did are great ways to find the strength to trust in yourself. It is not just about going upside down and getting your head on the earth and your feet to the sky. It's really about feeling the connection that's carrying you into the pose. And that way you don't hurt yourself. Bend the knees, walk the feet forward. If you have a lot of neck or even low back or shoulder issues, headstand is not going to be optimal, and I don't encourage it. Find the feet to the earth. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow down. Bend the knees, bring the elbows to the thighs, and just restabilize. The forearm prep is so powerful. Soften the area in the shoulders, stay with the breath. Exhale out completely. Push the feet to the earth. Inhale, come standing. Stand in your truth, stand in your light right here, right now. Feel connected to the breath. The rearranged energy, that's really just you reorganizing to the light that you are. Notice how the light in the room, your room, wherever you're practicing, the light within is brighter. Gracious breath in and a gracious breath out. Exhale, release the hands. Keep the hips over the heels. You're going to want to pop forward. I can even feel mine doing it more than usual. Hug the belly in. Hands are going to clasp behind you. Shoulders drawn to the back. As the core draws in, shoulders drawn, lift the heart. Lift through the roof of the mouth. This is just a gentle heart opener to clear all the core work we've done. You still want to keep the ribs hugging in. You want to hold the energy of the heart as sacred. And as you connect to that core, you're anchoring the roots of your heart so you can trust in yourself as you move through the day. As you acknowledge the energy of you, the emotions of your inner world, and that you move that energy, you seal up the leaks and practice more kindness and compassion. Big breath in. As you exhale, bend the knees, thighs pull back, lead with the heart, lift through the belly, fold forward, hands are back behind you, nod the head yes and no. Wrap the outer hips towards the tail, continue to soften the heart, relax the neck and jaw, and then release your hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the heart. Exhale, bow down. Heel toe the feet apart. Turn the feet out. Exhale all the way into a squat. Hands to your heart center. And from that squat, maybe you can do this one, maybe not. From that squat, hands touch the earth. Come seated. And in that seat, we're going to stretch the left leg out long. Right foot comes over top. Lengthen the spine. Draw into the core. Right hand goes behind you. Just use the left hand. Elbow wide, shoulders draw in. And remember all that blood that was flowing to our head. Give volume through the spine. Rather than shrinking and slumping, low back goes in, belly draws in, lift, twist. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the life that you're living right now. Be patient with one another. All that comes from when we connect and cultivate the inner peace. Stack the knees. This may work and may not, okay? We've got thighs, we've got bellies. So stack the knees the best you can. Hands by your sides, lift the heart. Draw into the core, bow forward. Hands can come to, hold on to the foot. Belly lifts, adjust, realign, and bow. Full breath in and a full breath out. Exhale out completely, pull into the core, lengthen the spine, and you'll come all the way up. Unravel the legs. Both hips are grounded, second side, left knee bends, step it over. Hands around the eye of the knee, use the core, hips are grounded, spine's long. It takes so much work right there. Hold on to the knee, left hand goes behind you, not to lean back and twist, but to feel that engagement. So this is actually a very active pose while it's more of a softer expression of a twist, of a spinal twist. So feel the merging of those two energies. This is kind of like the philosophy of yoga, the path of yoga is to reach enlightenment. But perhaps we are already in our light, right? Perhaps we are here to learn how to embody it more fully. And one of the greatest secrets to that embodiment is feeling the connection and the balance of the sthira and sukha, the effort and the ease. And when we do our poses, that effort and ease is that masculine and feminine energy. And so when we feel the relationship of trusting in ourselves, then we can trust in the relationships we have in our life out in the world. Inhale, come through the center. Knees are going to stack. Find both hips. Lengthen the spine. Bow forward. Isn't it wild how different the two sides are? Draw into the belly and fold. Feel what you need to feel and release what needs to be released. This is a super accessible pose for me. It's not for a lot of people. So you might be here, okay? You might just be meeting yourself here and just letting the energy settle even though you've pushed yourself out of your comfort zone. Most of us, if we're doing yoga via these offerings, then yoga brings you back to your comfort zone, right? Because you're willing to do it virtually. Exhale out completely, push into the earth. Inhale, come all the way out. Both legs go out. And as both legs go out, rock from hip to hip. Okay. I'm going to give you two different ways you can go in this flow. And part of the reason why I'm giving you guys options is so people seem to be watching the replays a lot, which I think is just awesome. And I bless you, I thank you, and I'm just so happy that this can be of service. So you have two options, okay? I'm going to do them kind of like speed train, and then I'm going to choose the one that I know I'm going to do. First option is head to knee, right? Bend the right knee, lift up, and you're going to fold over. You'll stay there for at least 5 breaths, minimum of 5 breaths. Then you'll straighten, bend the left knee, fold over, at least 5 breaths, and then you'll come up, you'll straighten, and then you'll bow, Paschimottanasana, at least 5 breaths. Otherwise, the option is to come forward, lean back, come into plow pose, at least 5 breaths. Shoulder stand, at least 5 breaths. Back to plow pose, at least 5 breaths. and then come all the way down. Head stays on the floor, okay? So if you really want to work with the balance of energies, the forward bend or the plow pose shoulder stand variation is going to balance out. I want you to do the one, not that your ego is like, oh yeah, I want to do that. Not the one that's like challenging and I'll do it. But make that choice from a deep place of peace and what's going to feed the peace, what's going to feed that energy that keeps the perspective of anchored into your truth. And sometimes we don't know unless we try it, okay? So you're either going to do head to knee pose on the right side, then the left side, and then a seated forward bend, or you can do plow pose shoulder stand, all right? Length of the spine as you inhale, as you exhale, hug into the core. If you're going into plow pose, then you're going to lift up and move back into plow. You're going to be with your own breath, so breathe deeply, breathe clearly. And after those 5 breaths, you'll switch. You'll hug into the core, realign, and then make the shift. And once you make the shift, you stay and you reconnect to your breath. There's certain things that I'm a major traditionalist in, and one of those is if I do headstand, I will always do shoulder stand. Trusting in yourself. I stopped doing shoulder stand for a long time. After those 5 breaths, you'll switch. So if you're doing head to knee, both legs will stretch out. You'll do your seated forward bend. And what happened is that because so many people told me that shoulder stand was bad for my neck, I believed them. And wildly enough, shoulder stand and plow pose are one of the few things that clears my back and my neck. So when I came back to it, it was such an inner celebration of trusting in myself and knowing that my experience of me holds the greatest authority. So your experience of you holds authority over any suggestions that other people make. Now the deal is we have to decipher between our ego and our hearts and our souls. You're going to slowly come out of it, wherever you are. If you're in a seated forward bend, you're going to come upright, bend your knees, slowly come lying down. If you're in shoulder stand, you're going to bring your feet back to the ground. We're all going to stretch the arms wide, knees roll to the left. Just feel the clearing of the system. And breathe deeply into it. How do you trust in yourself? You allow for these little pauses and you tune in. Exhale, hug into the belly. Inhale the knees through the center and then roll over to the other side. And while you're tuning in, you tune in with honor and respect that you could be feeling all kinds of things. That's part of what the yoga asanas do, is they bring forward more of our reality and more of our truth. And if we feel bad or we feel off, there's nothing to be ashamed of. We are human. We feel. So celebrate the fact that you can feel and that there's parts of you that need to be healed. Hug into the belly. Inhale the knees through the center. Pause here. Feet go wide. Knees come together. You're going to cross your arms and then let your arms rest over your head. Okay? This is a constructed rest pose that I learned early on. It's going to be really settling in the system, like early on, my first teacher training in 2003. 17 and a half years ago. So what we want to do is settle the system and just listen. If there are tears that need to come to the surface, do not feel ashamed of that. Instead, feel the purge, feel the releasing. It's sometimes I judge a good yoga class if I cry. It means I was able to get into a depth and release, and that's the truth. And the truth, when we experience it and we breathe into it and we feel safe with it, then we can trust in ourselves more fully. We can trust in our ability to be uncomfortable and in the discomfort know that we can transform. And the transformation is a big transition, so it can be a little bit much. That's why we work with people who are trained in holding the space for us and believe in us so that we can get to the other side. You let your arms come down by your sides. You can totally stay there too. And stretch your legs out long. Shavasana holds so much importance because it allows us to learn how we can consciously relax. Be in the place where you feel most supported. Just as you are. Breathe into the truth of you, inhaling in. And exhaling out. Just as you are. Allow your truest, most beautiful, most peaceful, and aligned self to whisper to you as you breathe in and breathe out. And just as you are, allow your breath to affirm this truth that you are trusting in each breath in and each breath out. And no judgment when you forget we just welcome in the remembrance. And wiggle your toes and your fingers. Let your head roll from side to side. You're going to bend both knees. Find both feet on the ground. Stretch the arms back behind you, and each time your feet come to the ground, it's this invitation to stand back in your light, to embody, embrace the truth of who you are. That you can be a peaceful being that also knows rage and frustration and anger, and that you can celebrate being human, and our humanness reminds us that we're on a journey. And that growth holds so much comfort and discomfort. So the more we believe in our own potential and we live more with our own sense of purpose, the more we come alive and we give room for other people to be in their journey and come alive as well. Roll over to one side and then slowly come up into the comfort of your seat. Always, if you need to stay reclined on your side for longer, you get to choose. You get to stay there. Once you find that seat, one hand to your heart, one hand to the earth, so the light of ourselves can be anchored and grounded. That we can sense the energy that's around us and seal in our energy by bringing both hands to rest on the heart. And that as we seal this energy in, we know we're in a greater dance of life right now that will hold opposition. And in that opposition, what needs to be healed can be fully illuminated. And so we choose practices that bring forward peace within ourselves so that when we need to make the choices and make decisions, we know we might still feel indecisive. But in that connection to ourselves and our soul and our purpose and embracing it and embodying it, we choose the best choice we can make at that time. And we trust in the unfolding because we can trust in ourselves. And when we come to the closure, part of the way we seal in our energy is bringing the hands together and with that salutation, greeting the life that is before us, that light within us that's guiding our way on, and that we can continue to see the light that is in us. And so it is, on to, from my heart to yours. We welcome in this new moment. Namaste. So much love to you all. So much, so much. Whether you're live or the replay or wherever you're finding this, I just thank you deeply.